Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Game with a Limp, and I'm here with a quick, not Kickstarter, but GameFound worth checking out. Found game worth checking out. Found games, kick-started games, whatever. I don't know. I can't add it directly into, I guess, the playlist, but we're gonna put it there anyway. Basically, it's the same damn thing. They're using GameFound instead of Kickstarter, but whatever. This is JU87 Stuka Ace by Lock and Load Publishing. I actually gave them a little hell over the name. We were talking about that. I was like, yeah, that's going to be, confusing. And evidently they'd already picked out this name and already had that like in the works before Compass had some other stuff in the works. And there's so many games like this one's, it's similar ilk, right? And I love that style of game. The of course, American Tank Ace. I always keep talking that one up. And that style, right? The submarine, the plane, the whatever it is, the Zeppelin. The Zeppelin wasn't my favorite game, but games of those ilk where you're controlling a thing and you roll your dice and you see what happens and you go on. This is Lock and Load Publishing's venture into that. They have already surpassed their goal. I think this launched yesterday, if I remember correctly. They definitely took some advice I had told them previously when we talked about it. Oh yeah, they reached it in 6 hours. So if they reached it in 6 hours, it had to have launched today. Yeah. Because they're already funded. I don't know. Maybe it was yesterday. It doesn't matter. Anyway, one of the things I've always hated about Kickstarters or GameFounds or whatever is that they don't stretch it across a pay period. And I always think that they should do that no matter who it is. Don't run a short week-long, 2-week-long Kickstarter and run it like smack dab in the middle of the month or something like that. I'd like to see every one of them stretch from like the end of one month at least to the beginning of another. That way you give people a chance to buy into it if they want to. Because I've had Kickstarters before that haven't caught me right on a pay period. Like it's been right around one of my kids' birthdays, or it's been around Christmas, or it's been on whatever. And my disposable income has already been spent on other things. And I'm not going to hit another pay period before the Kickstarter ends. And I'm like, well, damn it. If you guys had extended it just like 3 more days, 2 more days, or whatever, I would have been able to back it. But now I can't. Occasionally I'll do the $1 back and, try to finish it out later. But then you have to wait for the pledge manager to come through. And if you miss it, which I have, then you end up not backing the game and you end up waiting for it. I'm like, no, I backed that way back when. And I actually went and I looked up one of the games. I've done this like 2 or 3 times where I pulled it up, game's not there, or it says, you backed at $1. Well, shit. Oh, well, okay, let me stop rambling. David's going to be pissed. He's going to be like, shut up, talk about my game. All right, his game, or not his game, the designer of the game is someone else, not David. David owns Lock and Load. I have to find it. Here we go. Designer, don't hold this against me, buddy. By award-winning designer Guitardo Zenkini. I'm hoping I'm not saying that too bad. I apologize, buddy. I'm not the best with foreign names, but Stuka Ace is the name of the game, and it's the similar vein. Actually, this one kind of reminds me a little bit of another Lock and Load game. It's got a not similar play style, but a similar look to it, maybe a similar feel, and a game called A Wing and a Prayer. That one was larger in scope, more strategic than this one. This one's scaled down into like that individual pilot, but I do believe you can scale it up a little bit and control multiple planes. Here's some of the components you guys can see. We're going to see some more of those. As far as the backing goes, there's only one back, right? So it's just the $70. Select this reward or choose other rewards. I don't know. I think that might be, that should be like for add-ons. If you want to get add-ons for the game. The only difference they had that I was able to see was they did have the early backers who were able to get it at 60 instead of 70. Personally, you guys know I don't like that. I've never liked that. I hate the early backer thing because someone always misses it and it has that butthurt thing, but it is what it is. I personally, just me speaking, I would rather them do something like that than lock off a part of the game as free for the first 100 people, first whoever, and everyone else has to pay for it. I've seen game companies do that before, and I freaking hate that. Like, if you back as the first 100 people, you get this special mini, or you get this special vehicle, or whatever it is, but everyone else is going to have to pay for it. They got to pay $10, $15 for this thing. You're going to get it for free. I understand you're trying to incentivize people to back quickly, but then the rest of the people are like, well, now I don't get the special thing, and if I want to have that full experience and not have the FOMO, I've got to pay extra. That one really bothers me. So a couple of bucks off, it's not the end of the world. So this places you in command. Ooh, I can't highlight. In command of the German Ju-87 dive bomber, famously known as the Stuka. Stuka, an abbreviation of the German word, German something, meaning dive bomber. The Ju-87 Stuka is surely one of the best known and distinctive aircraft of World War II. Definitely is. Its fixed landing gear and inverted gull wings made the Ju-87 Stuka one of the most recognizable aircraft of the Blitzkrieg era. You can play a single mission or simulate the entire career of a Stuka Ace, so it's a roll and play game. Definitely cool. And the fact that you can have multiple different types of Stukas, it looks like. See different versions of the Ju-87 from the Anton, so the A1, to the Gustav, the G1 and G2. So I guess the multiple versions all the way across 1939 to 1945, you will be able to play as. So really cool stuff. Full campaign support, definitely like that. And it's to be expected with a game like this. Of course, they're going to have a campaign in it. It wouldn't make any sense if they didn't. Looks like you start out as a lieutenant, your initial rank, as a wingman or on a caddy. Don't know what that word is. You follow the orders of the Ket leader, the Ket leader. You are now responsible for the Ket operations. Someone, I guarantee you there's some German person watching this video right now, like just wants to cut my throat because they hate the way I'm pronouncing this shit. The Staffel leader, the Oberlieutenant. You now have under your command 9 aircrafts. I hate it when people say aircrafts. I always just say aircraft. Okay, you have 9 planes, 3 Ketten, and then you can finish out as a group leader, a Hauptmann commander. You now have under your command 3 Staffeln. So basically, you can have 3 of these, and then so many of these. As you level up, you'll have, more planes under your command that you get to do stuff with. And what do we get in it? 9 double-sided aircraft reference cards. So these are the ones that tell us what type of Stuka we got. Manual, different player aid cards. These are double-sided. The double-sided player aid cards looks like the player aid sheets for like actually playing the game, like your mats. 90 counters, pilot organization play card, and 1 game manual, 86 pages. What's the difference? Oh, theater manual and then game manual. Okay, 2 different things. I will say, as far as Lock and Load publishing components go, they've always tended to have nice thick cardstock when it comes to their player aids, and their counters have always been nice thick counters. They're pre-rounded, so if they stick with what they usually put out, shouldn't be a problem. Same thing with their cards. They're always nice quality. None of the stuff they ever print or put out is ever like cheap and chintzy feeling. It's always good stuff. So as long as they stick with that, watch it. Dave will cheap out on this one, make me look bad. I'm picking, don't take it seriously, Dave. 162 poker-sized cards and assorted different ones. Action cards, altitude cards, mission flight cards, flight cards, target cards, and objective cards. It talks about the game stats, and it is only solitaire, by the way. This is pure solitaire. You see here the different backing levels. They're already out of the $60 level. And these are the stretch goals. I like stretch goals like these where they add stuff to the game. Like I talked about in a previous video where I don't want new components to the game. I just, stretch goals just need to add to what already is. There was a game that literally changed the way the game was played based on like certain stretch goals and what level you backed at, and it was horrible in my opinion. They had taken that direction. Really, really bad choice. This is fine though. Of course, new theaters, new campaigns, new missions, scenarios, alternate playing art. Now, this they did talk. I saw in the comments as far as these go, because Lock and Load is big into spiral rulebooks. And I like their spiral rulebooks. Makes it real easy to lay that shit out and have it flat. Because you know how it is if you got a big thick rulebook, you're trying to smash that shit and be able to see everything. Spiral notebooks make it very easy. But as far as the spiral notebooks and the neoprene playing mat, right, being upgraded, that will be included if these stretch goals are unlocked. Otherwise, these are add-ons because it shows that here. Okay, so the neoprene organization mat, spiral rulebooks, notebooks, theater book, whatever, those are add-ons. If these stretch goals are not met, you have to pay if you want those things. If they are met, then that hits them to a threshold where they can afford to provide those to everyone who gets it. It would be nice if they hit it, but that's up to you guys. If enough people back it, may get it, great. I would like to see that, so everybody gets the neoprene mat. It's always nice to have those. And already unlocked some munition cards, Condor Legion, Iron Blossom. And this is cool. Definitely check this out. A Turn in JU87 Stuka Ace. They kind of walk out how the game's going to play. I'm not going to go through all of that here now. You guys can definitely do that yourself later. See how it all plays out. See the specifics, what the cards do, what the tokens and everything represent. I do like the fact that you can pick what type of munitions you take. Like they talk here about taking... the first tutorial mission is taking out a gun. So they choose to take one 500-pound bomb, the max amount this plane can carry. They only have one chance. So there's no circling around to try to hit that target a second time or to go after a secondary target because they've only got one shot. But they're giving themselves the best possible chance to hit that target because now they get a die roll modifier when they attack that gun emplacement. So that's cool. Gives some choice, some agency to the player. I like to see that. And then it talks about sequence of play, taking off, approaching, hitting the target, returning, all that cool stuff. It does inspire confidence that they allow you to see the manual as it is and full example of play. I would take it as a grain of salt though, because manuals at this time absolutely can change. They're constantly being tweaked up until the last possible minute, and then breakdown of what all of these components mean. There are some videos from Mr. Zilla Blitz. He does good work. And Tony's Board Life, he's done some videos on it, as well as Kilroy was here. Nobody likes him, but we keep him around anyway. And how it feels to play Stuka. This looks like it was put up by Lock and Load. So what you get for pledging, and they talk about shipping down here at the bottom, is estimated for the US to be somewhere between 20 and 25. That's not bad. Rest of the world, it's going to vary depending on where you guys are. So not horrible shipping, about an average. And timeline, they're anticipating the end of this year. So if they're saying September, October, we can cross our fingers. But the way Kickstarters tend to work and the way production works when it comes to stuff overseas, if they delivered by like November or December, I would be happy. I would say they did well. We'll see if they hit it by the end of the year, though. I'll either be patting David on the back or I will be giving him hell. But anyway, that is Stuka Ace by Lock and Load Publishing. I will be covering this when it does come out. So if you guys want to see it, y'all stay tuned for that. But if it is of interest to you, definitely check it out. It is on GameFound now. You got plenty of time. They did it the right way by leaving enough time for people to be able to get some money in their pocket before the Kickstarter runs out. Like I said, I always hate that. Like, no, don't do it short. And I get it though, because Kickstarters, they make all of their money in like the first 2 days and the last 2 days. So the middle, however many days, mean next to nothing. But for people like me, the thing is like, okay, let me have a pay period, because sometimes my disposable income isn't there and I can't get it. And if you aren't letting me hit that cross period to where I'm hitting the next check, I might not have my next set of disposable income. I, got the kids to pay for, a house pay for, all this other cool stuff. So, the game takes the lower priority. Make sure we got time to get a little money in our pocket, which I gotta say they did. So that's good. But if you're into the roll and rights, definitely worth checking out. Everybody loves Stukas. I mean, they're infamous from World War II. So you want a game about it. This one looks like it's done pretty well, and the rule book's there, so you can read it for yourself and see if it's going to be something up your alley or not. All right, that's going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next.